You're listening to Eat, Drink, Explore Media's Market Fresh, live every Thursday evening, right here on Crush 92.5 FM. Now, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
And a very, very good Thursday evening to you as we kick off yet another live edition of Market Fresh. Heard each week from 5 until 6 o'clock right here on Crush 92.5 FM. You can also catch us online as well, the video simulcast version at eatdrinkexplore.com. Great to have you with us, everyone, this 18th day of April, 2013. An incredibly beautiful day here on the Central Coast. Hope you got to enjoy at least a little bit of it. And if you didn't, then by all means, you need to come down to tonight's Thursday night farmers market. We'll have a check of the Market Fresh forecast coming up in just a little bit, but I'll give you a teaser. It's great. I am your host, Randall White, sharing my passion for local and sustainable foods each week with you. You can also watch a video simulcast, as I mentioned, of the show. It is live, just like this is, on the Market Fresh page at eatdrinkexplore.com or by using our free smartphone or tablet apps. Just ahead here on the program, in our Fresh News segment, we'll be speaking live with the California Department of Food and Agriculture about a threat to local crops and how your backyard garden could be a source of the problem. Also ahead, on our show this week, we're joined by Joe Seals. He's the culinary director for Lucia Mar School District. You know, that's like the Pismo Beach area. And the man behind a new recipe DVD and cookbook focused on preparing and enjoying local and seasonally fresh fruits and vegetables. And as always, we'll round out the show with a look at tonight's Higuera Street Market, including the entertainment lineup and a vendor spotlight with our on-the-street reporter, Jen Young. And Jen, tonight it's juices, right? Yeah. Fresh Market Fresh juices. Our Thursday evening Market Fresh program does come to you from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo, right above Higuera Street between Osos and Moro. So, you know, we literally watch and listen as the city's famous farmers market comes to life. Our goal is really simple: to get you in touch with the acronym FLOSS we like to use. It stands for Fresh, Local, Organic, Seasonal, Sustainable, FLOSS. We're physically at the downtown Slow Thursday night market, but we highlight offerings available at any one of your favorite San Luis Obispo or Santa Barbara County markets. In fact, on Thursdays, there is the Morro Bay Market earlier in the day, and that's where our reporter Jen caught up with the Juice Woman. So, like I said, we hit them all. So if you know a great Central Coast Farmers Market vendor, doesn't have to be Thursdays, let us know. And give us a little direction, okay? If you have a favorite restaurant that features locally grown produce, we love to share recipes here on the show, so we'll get the chef on and share one of your favorite dishes. Or if your bartender mixes up an amazing farm-to-glass cocktail. And you know, growing things includes wine grapes, so from time to time, we like to invite vintners on the show, brewers as well. It's all has to do with fresh produce. Let us know. Drop us an email anytime. The address is radio@eatdrinkexplore.com. You can join us on Twitter and Facebook as well. Our feeds are really informative. Username in all cases is eatdrinkexplore. All right, this hour of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio brought to you by Eberly Winery in Paso Robles, open daily from 10 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening with complimentary wine tasting and cave tours. Voted by Wine Spectator as one of the best tours on the Central Coast. Eberly Winery, located on 46 East in Paso Robles. You can log on to eberlywinery.com for more information. All right, the Fresh News Report, great guests, and another fun night at the downtown San Luis Obispo Farmers Market, all straight ahead on this edition of Market Fresh. I'm your host, Randall White. Keep it right here on Crush 92.5 FM.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
California business owners, entrepreneurs, farmers, authors, and other professionals, this message is for you. We're looking to highlight those of you who give back to the community, care about the environment, and have the health of our state as part of your business model or focus. Our new California Love website is in the beta testing phase. So, during the next few months, we're offering free listings to qualified people or business entities. It's a win-win situation. You help populate our site with quality, locally owned California companies, and we help direct customers to your business or product. Simply head over to CALUV.com. That's CA as in California, LUV as in a cute way to spell love.com, and enter the information for your business today. Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool. 5:06 now the time here on this Thursday evening. Time to tap into the Market Fresh grapevine for the latest news affecting the fresh food and beverages that you know and love. A 16-year-old middle school student from Texas is making a lot of noise in the produce industry with her scientific studies on the health benefits of organics. Ria Chabra is grabbing headlines with her demonstration that showed fruit flies that ate diets of organic potatoes and bananas outlived and, well, outsexed their conventional produce-eating cousins. Her studies were so impressive, they won her the top honors in a national science competition, publication in a respected scientific journal, and according to the New York Times, university laboratory privileges normally reserved for graduate students. Take that, the 16-year-old says. While the reactions in fruit flies can't directly be tied to human health, they do show results that can lead to further research. Fruit flies are often used as test subjects because of their short lifespans and, believe it or not, similar genomes. The benefits of organics has been somewhat of a target as of late in the media, following a widely publicized study out of Stanford that study mostly looked at nutrient content and did not focus as much on a wide range of other health and environmental variables. All right, time now to see how your favorite vegetables and fruits are maturing around the state with the California Crop Report. Good news for cherry lovers. Harvest season should begin very soon, within a couple of weeks. Good weather should equal better prices than we saw during the early season last year, too. Other stone fruit, including peaches, nectarines, plums, and apricots, are growing nicely as we get closer to their seasons. And it's not all good news, though, as strong winds in California last week resulted in some damage to orchards and even some vineyards. We're told the winds blew nuts off some of the trees in the state and broke limbs in almond orchards. Some almond trees were even knocked down, the entire tree, by the strong gusts. On a brighter note, the olive bloom is starting soon. It's not already, if not already, in some orchards. Strawberries are being harvested throughout the Central Coast. Fennel, love it. Radicchio, asparagus, just had some last night, and artichokes are all fresh and in season right now, and local blood orange growers are harvesting their crops. So look for those delicious and tasty citrus treats at your local market too. All right, as of today, California citrus is no longer allowed into China. The USDA received a letter earlier this week saying the produce will be banned starting today because of a disease known as brown rot found in a February shipment. This is an unprecedented move, according to an article in The Packer, as the occurrence China cites as a small fraction of what's been shipped this year. Okay, and on the topic of California citrus, we've promised you for a couple of weeks now that we're going to address another threat facing California's giant citrus crop, known as the Asian citrus psyllid. Earlier this month, the pest was spotted here on the Central Coast, forcing a quarantine within Santa Barbara County. In fact, there was a spotting in Santa Maria, just over the San Luis Obispo County line. Other California counties facing this issue are Ventura, Los Angeles, Orange, Imperial, and San Diego, plus portions of San Bernardino and Riverside counties. Tulare County currently doesn't have a quarantine in place, but does have some state-imposed restrictions. The psyllid itself is not the problem. It's a disease spread by the pest, that is. Joining us now to explain more about how this works and some tips for what all of us can do to help is Steve Lyle with the California Department of Food and Agriculture in Sacramento. Welcome to the Market Fresh program, Steve.
Well, good evening. Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
And originally, I wanted you on for the Asian psyllid that we'll get into, but I just found that article moments ago on the China ban on California citrus. What do you know about that?
Well, USDA's APHIS division, the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, is working very closely with the Chinese government to address their concerns, and we're, of course, staying in close contact with APHIS as they work with the Chinese. So we appreciate the great work that the USDA does on the issue of foreign trade on behalf of California, and we know that they're right there on the front lines doing what they can to reopen that market as soon as possible. And
do I understand that brown rot can be something as simple as water splashing up during a heavy rainstorm that can cause the issue, and it might be something as simple as that? So, in essence, it'd be an overreaction by the Chinese government?
We have heard that it's moisture caused, the issue that has caused concern from the Chinese. Again, I think the federal government is doing its best to answer the Chinese government's questions and address whatever concerns they have.
How big is the California citrus market?
Well, it's over $1 billion at what we call the farm gate level, and that's farm gate meaning, of course, what the farmer receives for the product.
Okay.
And it also is a prized export in China. In fact, our secretary recently traveled to China as part of Governor Brown's trade delegation. She returned earlier this week and reports that, in particular, Sunkist citrus is very popular in the Chinese market. So California citrus is a viable export to China, and certainly our producers and our state and our federal government would like to reach a place where citrus is again welcome in the Chinese market.
And Steve, we primarily grow the eating oranges, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Right.
In California, it's primarily the eating oranges, whereas Florida tends to focus more on the juice oranges.
Okay, now the disease that's spread by the Asian citrus psyllid is the heart of the issue with this quarantine going on right now. How does it spread and ultimately destroy crops?
Well, the psyllid itself spreads the disease. It spreads the bacteria as it moves from citrus tree to citrus tree or citrus plant to citrus plant. The disease is called Wang Wang Bing, also known as citrus greening, and it's a fatal disease to citrus trees. There's no cure for it, and once the tree catches the disease, it gradually dies, and along the way it renders inedible, unusable fruit. So this is a risk throughout the state of California, whether it's commercial citrus or citrus that you're growing in your yard. And there's an awful lot of residential citrus in the state of California. It's part of the California lifestyle, part of our state heritage, really. And that residential citrus risk is right there in terms of level of concern with the commercial citrus risk from the disease.
Because I would imagine the commercial citrus growers really have their eye on this thing, but the people with a random tree in their backyard like I have, I'm never looking at the tree to see what's growing under the leaves or anything.
Yeah, and that's something that you certainly could do if you're in the backyard and you see a very small bug on a leaf that you don't think you've seen before. Please capture that and let us know. And especially if you're in, say, San Luis Obispo County, where we haven't detected the pest yet. That would be really valuable information to have. Also, there is information that you can find on our website and other websites that would tell you how to look for symptoms of the disease. Basically, the tree turns yellow. It's called citrus greening because the citrus can, it arrests development
at
the green stage, but actually the tree itself turns yellow. The leaves turn yellow. So, there are things that listeners to your program who aren't in the commercial citrus business can do to help us keep an eye out for this pest.
Hey, Steve, can I hold? Do you mind holding on through the commercial break?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, great. We're talking with Steve Lyle, California Department of Food and Agriculture, about a citrus disease that is threatening California's citrus industry. You're listening to Market Fresh
on Crush 92.5 FM.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to EberlyWinery.com.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit PesticideFreeLawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out PesticideFreeLawns.org today.
California business owners, entrepreneurs, farmers, authors, and other professionals, this message is for you. We're looking to highlight those of you who give back to the community, care about the environment, and have the health of our state as part of your business model or focus. Our new California Love website is in the beta testing phase. So, during the next few months, we're offering free listings to qualified people or business entities. It's a win-win situation. You help populate our site with quality, locally owned California companies, and we help direct customers to your business or product. Simply head over to CALUV.com. That's CA as in California, LUV as in a cute way to spell love.com, and enter the information for your business today. Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
Welcome back to the program, everyone. 5:19 now the time on this Thursday evening, live from downtown San Luis Obispo as they set up for the world-famous farmers market at our feet. Lots of great food, entertainment, all kinds of fun downtown here on Thursdays, and it has to do with fresh produce. And when we last left you, we were talking about California's citrus crop And a problem with the Asian citrus psyllid. Ban just went into effect recently in Santa Barbara County, or a quarantine, I should say. Several other counties throughout the state have this already in place. And on the line, very nice of you to stay on hold during the commercial break. Steve Lyle with the California Department of Food and Agriculture. You were about to explain what people here in San Luis Obispo County can do to make sure it doesn't spread any further north.
Well, yes. Again, they can work with us to take a look at their trees, and if they see a small bug that they're not accustomed to seeing on their citrus trees or citrus plants, to try to trap that bug and let us know. Or if they can't trap the bug, give us a call, and or give the County Agricultural Commissioner in San Luis Obispo a call and have somebody come out and take a look.
Oh, that's a good idea. Uh-huh.
And we're treating in Santa Barbara County in the hopes of stopping this pest before it spreads to San Luis Obispo County. But as you track the spread of the pest throughout California, we know that there is the possibility that detections will come in San Luis Obispo County. So that added vigilance from your listeners would be greatly appreciated.
When was it first spotted, and how quickly has it been spreading?
Well, we first spotted it in 2009 in San Diego County, and it's been spreading steadily since.
Oh yeah, I guess so. In just those years, you look at the map that you have online, and you see, I guess everywhere there's a dot, there's been a number of occurrences, and you can see the southern portion of the state, mainly where all the citrus is grown, is covered. So
pretty much the western half of Southern California is infested with this pest.
Right. And so how big of a threat is it to the agriculture? Is it something that is of really great concern?
Well, absolutely. And the agriculture industry, the citrus industry, has been working very closely with us throughout the program. They've committed funding to the overall effort to try to do battle against the pest and prepare for the disease, and they've been active stakeholders with us in the ongoing effort, and we appreciate their commitment and their engagement very much.
Steve, I had posted this on Google Plus earlier in the day, and someone had commented on the post saying that wasps were introduced at some point to tackle this. Is that right?
Well, there is biocontrol that is being researched, and we're looking at ways that we can introduce a biocontrol program to bring either even greater efficacy in our efforts against the psyllids. So yes, biocontrol options are being explored very actively, and we're looking at field introductions to try to take a look at various options.
Are there any non-pesticide things that local people can do, like wiping vinegar on the leaves or something like that, to help reduce the occurrence of this?
Well, at this point, what we would like folks to do is look for the presence of the pest, and if they see the pest, to let us know.
Yeah.
And let us come out and have a look and see what's going on.
All right, well, we have links at eatdrinkexplore.com under today's program summary for the Market Fresh show that'll, if you're curious about getting more information about the Asian citrus psyllid. I had to pull that up in my brain there. Asian citrus psyllid. We have all the information linked on our website. Steve Lyle with the California Department of Food and Agriculture. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Randall, thank you very much, and we appreciate your interest in the issue and the interest of your listeners as well. Thanks again.
All right, you take care. Let's shift gears now. 5:23 the time, as we welcome into the studio Joe Seals. He is the culinary director. Do I have that right? Culinary director for Lucia Mar.
Director of Culinary Arts for Lucia Mar Unified School District's Adult Education Program.
You say it way better than me.
It's a long one. Sorry about that.
I just shortened it on our thing here to just say Culinary Director, Lucia Mar School District. You're out, Joe, with a new CD, and I guess it's like a CD-ROM.
It's a CD-ROM.
Yes.
CD for short.
And a book will soon follow this as well.
It's that's actually the companion to a book that we were hoping to have out before the CD, but in the creation of the book, we decided to pull out all the recipes that were going to go into the book. We had too many. Make the CD first, get that on the market first, and the book will follow. The book is is a gardener's guide. It's called A Cook's Garden, edible gardening for the Central Coast. And it's all about growing herbs, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and things like that, berries.
Right.
And the book was originally going to have some recipes. And in putting the recipes together, we took a collection of over 6,000 pages of recipes, boiled it down to 500, realized that was too many for a book of the size we wanted.
Right.
So we said, put it on a CD and sell it like that.
Yeah. Well, I have to be honest with you. I have a zillion cookbooks at home. I wish I had more computer-based sort of cookbooks.
That's exactly what that is. It makes it more effective, more efficiently searchable than a cookbook, and it's usable like a cookbook. There are people who love cookbooks and don't do internet, and then there's people who do only internet for when it comes to recipes. This is kind of the best of both worlds. It looks like a cookbook, but it's searchable like the internet.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
We have a laptop computer that's sort of just for the kitchen area.
There you go.
Right.
Plug it in.
And I'll often do a quick search online, but I've come up with some really, less than tasty recipes with that method.
The beauty of this CD is these are all what we call tried and true recipes. These are recipes that I've collected, tweaked, mostly created over the last 15 years, teaching classes such as a class called the Epicurean Kitchen Garden, which was a gardening class for cooks, a cooking class for gardeners, and then it evolved through all the culinary classes I've been teaching. And these are basically recipes that all my students have made more than once. I've made at least once each, tweaked them, made them a little better. And these are recipes that we think taste good. That's the bottom line.
Is it typical for school districts to have adult education programs that include cooking and those sorts of things? Your classes seem really fun and things that you would more likely see offered through something like Cuesta or Cal Poly Extended Education, those sorts of things. And when you first contacted me a while back, I thought to myself, that's being offered by the Lucia Mar School District? You've got some really great courses there. Is that typical?
The way we do it is not typical. We have kind of two groups of classes. We have the fun one-night classes and maybe 3-week classes where the amateur comes. We have fun. We cook. We do hands-on. We kind of enjoy it. We eat too much. Some people bring wine. Maybe we're not supposed to know that. Right. And we all go home happy. And then we have this serious group of classes. It's called Culinary Skills. It's the basic class is 4 sessions, 12 to 16 weeks each. So you're looking at 500 hours of education. It's meant for people who want to continue on with culinary arts as a career or just go right out and get a job in a restaurant. And we give a certificate. It's a certificate of completion with that. And that's viable. That's credible. It gets people jobs or raises. And then beyond that, we have some kind of specialized courses. We have one coming up called Pasta Essentials and Techniques. And it's 6 weeks 2 weeks of making your own pasta, 4 weeks of sauces and special cooking techniques. And it's for people who want to work in an Italian restaurant,
right?
Or just be great at home with Italian food.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, if you're listening right now, this person is incredibly passionate about what's local, what's fresh, what is seasonal, and I must see a tip a day online from Joe when it comes to recipes. And then if you take a look at some of the different classes like the ones he just mentioned, this guy's got a lot of information that he's going to share with us right after the commercial break regarding how this cookbook on a disc is broken down, and maybe you'll share a recipe with us also. Some ways to produce something that's fresh and in season right now.
Maybe we will. Maybe we'll make a pesto.
He's all, what, me? 5:28 the time, folks. You're listening to Market Fresh. We're back in just a moment.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
California business owners, entrepreneurs, farmers, authors, and other professionals, this message is for you. We're looking to highlight those of you who give back to the community, care about the environment, and have the health of our state as part of your business model or focus. Our new California Love website is in the beta testing phase. So, during the next few months, we're offering free listings to qualified people or business entities. It's a win-win situation. You help populate our site with quality, locally owned California companies, and we help direct customers to your business or product. Simply head over to CALUV.com. That's CA as in California, LUV as in a cute way to spell love.com, and enter the information for your business today. Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
Yes, good evening, everyone. 5:33 the time now here on this Thursday evening. Boy, they're really setting up shop here for the downtown Thursday night farmers market on Higuera Street. The street is now shut down officially between Osos and Nipomo. Just open to the vendors and the people who are starting to cook up some really good food down there. Any moment now. Actually, I can smell it a little bit. Sometimes it comes in really strong into our studio here that's just above the Pete's Coffee. You know, Court Street, that's that little pedestrian mall that connects Monterey with Higuera. Giuseppe's is there, Salon Lux, which one? Oh, the Thai food place. Yeah, all sorts of really great shops right here. Well, we're right above the Pete's Coffee, so if you come on downtown tonight. Look up above Pete's, and you might see us broadcasting up here until 6 o'clock anyway. We keep this show going. Next week, if you're down here, you could win something known as a... now I can't think of the name of it. It starts with a K. But anyway, what it is it's a bag. You know all the bags that you have to use to bring to the stores now that you're the canvas bags? And I don't know about you, but they end up kind of all over our car. And in the hallway and in the laundry room right next to the cars and all that sort of thing. So these bags are designed by a couple of women up in North County. And it's a bag to hold your bags. And it goes over the seat. So it hangs behind the seat, and then you put all the bags in there. And it's a nice local company. They do all the sewing themselves, the design, all that kind of stuff. And it's the exact type of local product that we like to introduce you to here on the show. And we figured it's farmers market related because everyone comes down to the farmers market now with their own bags. So next week, we'll be giving a couple of those bags away as we interview these women about their idea and their concept that I think has a lot of potential throughout the state because the state is now considering a plastic bag ban. San Luis Obispo and 70 other cities and counties and that sort of thing throughout the state have enacted this, and so now the state's starting to think, well, maybe we should just sort of streamline it statewide. At any rate, welcome back to the program, everyone. We are speaking with Joe Seals. He is the
Director of Culinary Arts for Lucia Mar Unified School District's Adult Education Program.
I just let him say it because all I just say is he's the Director of Culinary Arts at Lucia Mar School District. But if a lot of you are scratching your head and saying, what, for the Adult Education Program? Yeah, Lucia Mar School District has this going on there, which is so cool. And they offer some really unique courses. I love the one you had recently that was wine pairing.
It's still going on. We have 2 more... not weeks of it because we do it once a month. It's planned to be once a month for 5 months. The next 2 sessions, one's coming up next Friday, and we're matching wines with seafood. No, wines with pasta. No, what are we matching with? Wines with seafood, and then the next month we're matching wines with desserts. Last month was wines with pasta. And
Joe, do you like to break the mold where people like instantly wines with seafood, they're going to be white, but no, you probably, I could see you mixing it up.
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
What I look for in this class is it kind of breaks it down to the essence. We look for what we call the magic moment, where that pairing is just right. Mm-hmm. And you never know what it is until you try it.
Yeah.
And so in fact, we're doing a different format this coming next Friday, pardon me. I've asked my students to bring in a wine that they think will go with seafood, and they don't know what the seafood's going to be. I haven't given them the recipes yet.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
They're going to bring in something. Mm-hmm. I suspect that 9 out of 10 will be bottles of white. I'll probably bring in some ringers, some zingers, some red wines, and we'll go across the board. And we'll bring in some bubblies, too. We'll bring in some Asti, Spumante, some Proseccos, maybe some local champagne.
Bubbles go with everything.
Or nothing at all.
Or nothing at all, right.
So that's what we're doing this next Friday, and then desserts with a lot of chocolate next month.
Joe, your new CD-ROM that you have out called Recipes from a Cook's Garden, and we will put a link on the website for people to get this from you, and eventually the book, companion book that'll come with it. But do you have any pairings in here, or is it strictly recipes? How do you have it laid out?
It's strictly recipes. It's over 500 recipes laid out in the usual manner. We have appetizers, salads, soups, entrees, vegetarian, vegan, mains, desserts, sides. What have I missed?
Salads?
Salads are there. Yeah, evenly distributed, 500 recipes. It's 500 plus. It might be 600 recipes. We lost count after a while. And beyond, and if people want to look for a course that way, the usual way, the typical way, that's fine. That's easy to do. We have an index, and that's the fun thing. The index includes every fruit, vegetable, herb, nut, berry that you can grow here on the Central Coast, including some oddball fun things that can be grown here in your garden commercially on the Central Coast. And we have it listed by ingredient. For instance, tomato. You can look up. Everybody has extra tomatoes or extra zucchini. You look that up in the index, and it'll take you to the pages where those things are found as a key ingredient.
I just planted my tomatoes. I didn't just plant them. Ricardo just planted them, but I watched them being planted. And,
supervised.
I supervised. And now last year we planted basil in between the tomatoes because the where we were buying our plants, the woman told us that it adds to the flavor of the tomato. But I just liked having all the basil there. We were making pesto on a regular basis. Completely chop that basil plant down till it's just a nub.
That's it.
Take all of it away, and by the time you were done with all the pesto that you made, there was another of the plant was all full again.
Going again. That's wonderful. Good luck.
Yeah, I loved it. So now I don't follow a recipe when I do basil. I mean, when I do pesto, I kind of know what I want to go in it, and then I just sort of eyeball the consistency and that sort of thing. But when we went into the commercial break, you said you might share a pesto recipe with us. I'm curious how you throw it together.
Here's my tweaked version of pesto. You have to start with about 3.5 cups loosely packed basil.
Okay.
Semi-loosely packed basil. But I throw in a couple of other things that kind of enhance it. Of that 3.5 cups, half a cup will be either parsley and or fennel fronds.
Oh.
Sold in the store as anise. Mm-hmm. That adds a little sweetening to it and a little spice to it that the basil doesn't have.
Yeah.
Makes it even better for seafood. In addition to the basil plus parsley plus fennel, I'll put in a good squeeze of lemon.
Okay.
I'll put in 1/4 to 1/2 cup of oil, depending on how oily you want it or how pasty you want it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put in about a 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan.
Okay.
In addition to all that, I'll put in pine nuts. Or any nuts actually work. In fact, the best pesto I've ever made included Brazil nuts.
Oh, really?
Big Brazil nuts. And what I do, most people don't do this, is what I'll do is I'll take the pine nuts or the Brazil nuts or the almonds or the walnuts, and I'll put them in a pan, stovetop, heat them until they're toasted.
Okay.
And that brings out more flavor, gets rid of some of the bitterness, some of that tarnishy taste to a lot of nuts. Then it goes into the blender with everything else. And go whiz, whiz, whiz. Don't forget the garlic. Big cloves, maybe 3. Small cloves, up to 6. If you're a garlic freak, more. But that's up to you. And that goes zoom around. And before you put it on pasta, you kind of add some hot pasta water to it, and then that clings it better to the pasta.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like you are supposed to serve pesto only cold, but I like to serve it hot.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have the pasta going. When the pasta is finished, I'll take some of that water out, just a little bit. It doesn't take a lot. Put it in with the pesto that I'm going to put into the pan. Throw the pesto into the pan, warm it so that the cheese melts a little bit, and you have a little bit of that pasta water. The pasta goes in, toss it around, and it clings much better, much more uniformly than just glopping cold basil onto pasta.
That's a great idea. I love the takeaway for me on that is the toasting of the nuts. I'd never done that before.
You have to do that with nuts.
Yeah. So I typically use walnuts.
That's good.
Yeah, and you just use olive oil for toasting or nothing extra virgin.
No, actually, when I toast, you toast in a dry pan.
In a dry pan.
Yeah, you can't toast with that in a wet pan. It doesn't toast. You have to have a dry pan, get it really hot, throw in the nuts, maybe a minute and a half, and it's toasted. In the past, I used to throw it in the oven, but I'm sure other people can fill for me with this. 9 times out of 10, they came out burnt.
Right.
Because you forgot, and all it takes is 10 nanoseconds.
Yeah, I've been there.
So I put them on the pan. They just take a minute and a half, and you toss them around, and they're good to go.
So right when you were saying that, I had a thought in my head, and then it just evaporated because I was looking outside at the big children's slide that they blew up. They have one of these big, where the kids come down the slide. Just one of the many sorts of entertainment that we'll be talking about later on this show. But did you get a sense there of what Joe knows? It's a lot when it comes to food. And these are the sorts of tips that you'll get in his Recipes from a Cook's Kitchen. The full title, From the Kitchens of Horticulturist and Professional Chef Joe Giuseppe Seals. But you're not the Giuseppe from just 5 doors down, right?
No, he's a nice guy, but I'm not him. No. Sometimes I wish I were. He's
right.
doing good business.
He's got some good places going there, right?
No, Giuseppe is my birth name. It was one of my uncles was Giuseppe. I'm Sicilian.
You're Sicilian,
So
okay.
I throw that out when I want to feel Sicilian. The other half of me is kind of Irish, English, something or other. But
I knew if I talked long enough, my question would come back to me. It is, do you use Teflon at all, or are you
rarely. Teflon when I'm cooking anything that has a lot of cheese or a lot of egg in it.
Egg, right? The stick
but
factor.
Otherwise, you just use commercial pans and it cooks everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm slowly switching over to that method, and most of our Teflon pans have gotten to the point where they have ceased to be nonstick anyway.
They scratching.
Right.
The one thing that bothers me about Teflon is it doesn't get hot enough to really sear things.
Yeah.
If you want to do a good saute or sear a steak or get some color on something, get a good Maillard, as we say.
Yeah.
You can't get it on Teflon as well as you can on anything else.
And then just add a little moisture to the whatever. If you start having some sort of stick action go on, just add a little moisture and it comes right up.
Well, actually, the biggest mistake that most amateur cooks do is they don't wait for a protein to cook properly before they flip it.
Okay.
Everybody's anxious to flip something, and what happens is that the protein liquids flow down through the bottom of the protein, the meat, and they go into the pores, the very fine pores of the pan, and they kind of stick to it. And then when you try to pull it up, you rip up the fish, the beef, the whatever. But if you let those proteins go beyond just coagulating, they tighten up and you pull it up.
I got to stop you there, Joe Seals.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to eberlywinery.com.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
California business owners, entrepreneurs, farmers, authors, and other professionals, this message is for you. We're looking to highlight those of you who give back to the community, care about the environment, and have the health of our state as part of your business model or focus. Our new California Love website is in the beta testing phase. So, during the next few months, we're offering free listings to qualified people or business entities. It's a win-win situation. You help populate our site with quality, locally owned California companies, and we help direct customers to your business or product. Simply head over to CALUV.com. That's CA as in California, LUV as in a cute way to spell love.com, and enter the information for your business today. Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
5:49 now the time, and a very good Thursday evening. This is the final segment of Market Fresh. Right at the end, we were cut off, but I wanted to say a proper thank you to Joe Giuseppe Seals. He is the
Director of Culinary Arts for Lucia Mar Unified School District Adult Education.
There you go, folks. If you want a copy of his Recipes from a Cook's Garden CD-ROM or the book that will be out soon to accompany it, head to our website, eatdrinkexplore.com, under today's program summaries. After the show tonight, I'll put the proper link to it so that you can get the information. Joe, thank you so much for being here. And now that you don't have the Thursday night obligation, I want to have you back on a regular basis. You're just fun to chat with. All right, it is time now for us to head over to the street for our street report and find out what is happening in the way of entertainment tonight. For that, we hear from Jen Young. Hey, Jen.
Hey, Randall. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thanks. What do we have on tap for tonight on the various street corners?
Well, Randall, there is so much going on this week. Cal Poly's open house is this weekend, and it's going to be packed tonight. If there's a farmers to go to, tonight is the night. There is so much going on. It is beautiful out here, and I can't wait to get down there. So on Napomo Street, continuing with the Cal Poly theme, the Tractor Pull Club is going to be out there, and they're going to be showcasing their machines. Now, the Tractor Pull is held at Cal Poly every April, and it's been held every April since 1972. So it's staying, and it's not going anywhere. Now, 4,000 spectators and 50 competitors come out every year to participate at this event here at Cal Poly, and it's held on the Cal Poly campus. Now, they'll be here. You can see the machines up close. You can take the kids. I'm sure they'll love seeing those big, monstrous machines out there. And you can also buy tickets for the event. It's Saturday at 1 o'clock on the Cal Poly campus. So come out and buy your tickets and support Cal Poly. Now on North Broad Street, there's going to be so much going on tonight. The Cal Poly Open House Club Cal Poly Open House is doing a club preview. So there are about 200 clubs and organizations at Cal Poly, and they're going to be out on Broad Street showcasing what they have to offer and things. So there's going to be a lot of prospective students and their families here. So if you're interested, come out and check out and see what Cal Poly has to offer. And you're doing it in the heart of SLO in downtown, and you can also get a taste of what SLO has to offer as well. Now, if you're not into that and you want to hear a little music and while you eat your dinner, then you can go to Garden Street and check out Heart and Soul. They're a rock and roll band, so you can move and groove a little bit with them. Now, on Choro Street, I know, Randall, you told me earlier that you don't know a thing about dance. Well, this is the place to go. Maybe you can learn a thing or two. It's Core Dance, and it's owned by 4 women. Now, between them, they have 70 years of dance experience, and they're here on the Central Coast. They're the largest and most diverse dance company here on the Central Coast, which I think is really awesome. And they perform throughout SLO County. They're about to go on a European dance tour, and they're here to show you what they got. Also, they have dance classes from any ages, from children to adults, any skill level. So it's called Core Dance Company, and they're really worth checking out. Now, we do have some more music. On Morrow Street, we have Seth Blackburn, who is a solo guitarist. So I think that's going to be a little bit mellow, a little bit lighter. Also some music to eat your dinner to. So that's the entertainment we have going on this week. Now, talking about our feature vendor, we have Julia's Juices, and I can actually see their booth from where I'm at, and I want to go down there so bad. So Julia's Juices is a family-owned business, and they live on a farm in Arroyo Grande, and they grow, what they do is they do juice, healthy juices, very nutritious, and they grow all their produce on the farm, almost all of it on the farm, and anything else they don't have, they get here at farmers markets or from local growers. Now, their juice is made every day, fresh, every single day, which is something that I think is awesome. And sometimes they even pick the produce right there that morning. It's so fresh. Now, I went last week to talk to Julia's daughter, Jessica, at the Morro Bay Farmers Market, and she told me a little bit about the nutrition and the philosophy about the company and why they love Farmers Market.
Our major thing is nutrition and trying to find a balance between regular life and health. You know, I know that it's really hard. I'm a pastry chef, and I know that it's really hard to stay healthy. So I kind of use the juice to kind of maintain a balance. And it's also helped a lot with my sleep, with kicking my coffee habits. It's awesome. I love farmers markets so much because since I was a little girl, I would come and help my aunt with Bautista Farms, and my mom worked with them for 3 years before she started her own business. So we just love the feeling of the community and being able to promote it within the community, within people that actually care about produce, care about local farmers, and supporting them.
Now, this is a local place. It's family owned. Excuse me. And I was able to try some of it. Now, she said their most popular drink is cactus spinach juice, and I tried it. I was a little skeptical. I'm getting used to my vegetables. It was delicious, and I highly recommend it, and I can see why it's the most popular drink.
What other than the cactus spinach juice, what others do they have, like just regular orange juice, or what sort of blends do they have other than that one?
They had so many blends, I couldn't even keep track. You can also request your own, excuse me. And they have all different kinds of blends. It depends on what's in season is what they're going to have.
That's perfect. That's the way we like it. Jen Young, thank you so much. Julia's Juices. And in fact, if you are watching our live video simulcast right now, their tent is directly below our studio. It's the one with the white roof on it, right across from the Eat, Drink, Explore studio here on Higuera Street between Osos and Morrow. Jen, thank you so much.
Thank you, Randall.
All right, everyone, it's time to get a quick check of the Market Fresh weather forecast. This is courtesy of weatherelement.com, and we're looking at a beautiful, beautiful evening. I don't know how the weather was where you were today, but it was gorgeous here in downtown San Luis Obispo, and it is continuing to be that way. The breeze has picked up just a little bit, but not by much. Clear and nice is the overall forecast. Temperature at market open, which is 4 minutes from now, should be in the low 70s. We're predicting 71 degrees. At 9 o'clock, 3 hours later, it does fall off rather quickly because we do have that really clear sky with extremely low humidity. So we're looking at 56 degrees at market close. So bring a wrap with you, but the market will start off on a really nice note. Clear skies. Winds will die down, too. We're looking at around 15 miles per hour out of the west-northwest to start the evening. By 9 o'clock, we're looking at 5 miles per hour or less. So it's a great night to come down here and enjoy the farmers market. Okay, you can hear all of our segments from this week and previous weeks online at eatdrinkexplore.com. Plus, we provide links to all of our guests' websites as well. Don't forget to download our smartphone or tablet device apps via the Apple Store and Google Play. Thank you to Anthony Renaro, our audio technician, our terrific guests today, and Jen Young with the Street Report, knocking it out of the park once again. I'm your host, Randall White, saying for all of us here at Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, sink your teeth into something Market Fresh. We'll catch you back here next week.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.